Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Father's Day is coming soon. What is my favorite memory of time with my father? I know. I'm catching night crawlers in the backyard. Oh no, Grandma Kitty, you gotta have a better memory than that. Picking up slimy, gross worms with your father? No. Oh, I know. The Sunday afternoon rides. Oh, those were always fun. We'd get a bucket of chicken and we'd go to the airport, and it wasn't a very busy airport. We were lucky if we saw a plane come through. And oh, no. Those we usually ended up at a used car lot somewhere, and we'd have to sit in the hot, sweaty car while my dad looked at every single car on the lot. No, I guess that's not my favorite memory either. The motorcycle rides around the backyard, those were fun. Never made it out onto the road, but the rides around the backyard were okay. But I know, the trips to the ice cream stand. Oh, my dad was always good about getting us ice cream. That has got to be my favorite memory. You just can't go wrong with ice cream. Hello there. Welcome to Grandma Kitty's house, and I'm Grandma Kitty, of course. I was just thinking, Father's Day is coming, and I was just kind of thinking about some of the things that I used to do with my dad when I was little, and someday you'll think about the things you did with your dad. So it's important now to build happy childhood memories. I don't mean build like build houses or stack up blocks. No, I mean like store up in your mind all these happy memories. So when things go bad when you get older, you have all these happy childhood memories to fall back on. Yeah. I have a story about a little girl and her dad. Oh, here it is. This is Butterfly Kisses by Bob and Brooke Carlisle, illustrated by Carolyn Ewing. And this is just a sweet book. And it's kind of like a two-part where the dad talks and then the little girl talks. And I'm not very good with doing different kinds of voices, so I'll just tell you when it's the dad and when it's the little girl, because that might sound better. But all right, so this is the dad talking. Forever and for always, that's how a daddy loves his girl. To Mommy and me, you'll always be the most beautiful girl in the world. And the little girl says, and Daddy, I remember when you first showed me this. You brushed my cheek with your long eyelashes and said, that's how butterflies kiss. And the dad says, I tickled your cheek and I'll tickle your feet 'cause I love to hear you giggle. And I'll hug you here close to my heart no matter how much you wiggle. And the little girl says, toes on toes and dancing around, we twirl across the floor. It's time for bed, you start to say, and I laugh, just one dance more. Did you ever stand on your dad's feet while he walked or danced? I can remember doing that. And the dad says, when I watch you say your prayers at night, I say a little one too, thanking God for giving me a precious girl like you. And the little girl says, you know how much I love you, Daddy, as wide as my arms can stretch. And more than a puppy at Christmas, your butterfly kisses are best. See, she's holding a little puppy there. And the daddy said, the cakes you baked me, the presents you made, the time you went on stage to sing. I'm always so proud to be your dad. I feel just like a king. And the little girl says, your hugs in the morning and stories at night and fun times in between, you make me so glad I'm your little girl. I feel just like a queen. And Daddy says, the time will come, I know it will, when you're going to fly away in a lovely flowing lacy gown on your wedding day. And the little girl says, you said you'll be there at my side to walk me down the aisle. I'll be all dressed up, I'll be a bride, but it's you who'll make me smile. And when I'm grown up and married and have a little girl too, I'll show her our butterfly kisses and love her like I love you. And the daddy says, I love you, my little girl. And she says, I love you too, Daddy. Oh, isn't that a sweet story? I knew you'd like that one. It just shows you how quickly time goes. I mean, soon she'll be grown up and gone and getting married. And okay, so the name of that story was Butterfly Kisses. Now, I always thought that when you rub noses, that was a butterfly kiss, but that's not. That's an Eskimo kiss. A butterfly kiss is when you rub your eyelashes on someone's cheek. Now, you gotta have more eyelashes than Grandma Kitty does. Grandma Kitty does not have very many eyelashes. So if I tried to do a butterfly kiss, you probably wouldn't even feel it. But when you rub your eyelashes on someone's cheek, that's called a butterfly kiss. So today I thought we could talk about some things that we can do with Dad. I got a whole bunch of things. You know, I have pictures on my poster, and I have things in my bag, and I'll pull something out of my bag, and you tell me which picture it goes with. So, oh, here, let's start with this one. This one's an easy one. It's a fishing pole, right? So, yeah, that goes with the fishing picture. That's right, yeah. So, a fishing pole, fishing is something that's fun to do. You can do that with your dad. We used to do it all the time with our kids. And it doesn't cost much. Dad would probably have to get a fishing license. But the poles, they only cost like $15 at the store. And if you don't have money for a pole, you know, you could always make one. We did that with my grandchildren. We got sticks, and we got yarn, and we got sometimes we would use a hook. If we didn't have a hook, we'd use a paper clip. Just bend a paper clip into the shape of a hook and hook it onto the yarn and tie the yarn onto the stick, and we'd use those. Did we catch anything? Oh no. We never caught anything, but it was just for fun. We just did it for fun. With my kids, when we caught a fish, we always threw it back anyway. So it was just kind of for the fun. Let's see what, oh, look at this. Let me see if I can get this. How about this? A ball, a soccer ball. So that goes with the ball picture, right? Let's see if the soccer ball will sit there. So you could always go out in the yard and play ball with your dad, right? You could kick the ball back and forth. Maybe you could set up a couple of posts and practice kicking goals, and that's a lot of fun. That would be a fun thing to do with Dad. Oh, look at this. A kite, right? And that, of course, goes with the kite picture, right? So, oh, have you been out kite flying before? Kite flying is really a lot of fun. I used to go with my cousins, and we would have fun. Now, the tricky part with flying a kite, you've got to get it up in the air. So you have to run with it until it catches a breeze and goes, and then you have to let the string out slowly. Now, if you let the string out too fast, then the kite will nosedive. And when it starts to nosedive, you got to run real fast and stretch that string right out tight again. And sometimes you can save it, sometimes you can't. Now, one time I was at the beach and I saw a little girl flying a kite with her dad. See, she was spending good quality time with her dad. And they were flying a kite, and this man came along and he said, oh, that looks like fun. Can I try it? And they were like, sure. So they let him try it. And he was flying the kite, and the kite started to do a nosedive. And he didn't know that you have to run to tighten that string up. And the kite came and crashed right down in the ocean. And the little girl lost her kite. And you know what the man did? He said, oh, sorry about that. And he walked away. I don't think that was the right way to handle it, do you? I mean, sometimes sorry's just not enough. He should have bought her a new kite, don't you think? But her dad did. I saw them later at the gift shop, and he was buying her a new kite. So he was a good dad. He went and bought her another kite so they could go kite flying again. All right. Oh, how about these? We got some sneakers. What would that go with? That would go with the walk, right? You can go for a walk with Dad, you know? When our kids were younger, we were always hiking. We were always finding a trail somewhere. We would sometimes just go for a walk around town, or we would find a walk around a path around a pond or some trail. Sometimes the kids would bring their bikes and ride their bikes, but we were always finding some place to go for a walk, because walking is good exercise. Plus it gives you a lot of time to spend with Dad and have some quality time and talk about things. Yeah, so walking is great. Oh, how about this one? A lantern. What would that go with? That would go with the camping, right? It would. Yeah, now these lanterns, they put out a lot of light. One time our power went out, and we lit this lantern, and our neighbors thought that the power came back on. But, you know, if Dad doesn't like to, if you don't have a tent or Dad doesn't want to go camping, well, there's other options. We used to sleep out under the stars. Yeah, I remember one time my mom spread out a big sheet of plastic because, you know, the grass gets wet at night from the dew. And she spread out this big piece of plastic and we all set up our bed on that plastic. We slept right outside underneath the stars. That was really cool. And then one time I went to my friend's house and she had cots. So we didn't have to sleep on the wet grass. We slept on the cots in her backyard and that was fun. So you could always just camp out under the stars. If Dad doesn't want to do that because he's afraid of the bugs or something, you could always camp out on your living room floor. We used to do that too, because sometimes in the summertime it would get really hot upstairs in our house, and so we would sleep downstairs because it was cooler. So everybody would set up on a bed on the living room floor, and we'd all sleep down in the living room, and that would be fun too. Maybe you could get Dad to do that. Now my husband could not do that because he has a bad back. So if he tried to sleep on the living room floor, well, we would probably have to call rescue in the morning to get him up. That would not be good. No, he better not sleep on the living room floor. Oh, look, we have a book here. Oh, this is a good book, Just Me and My Dad by Mercer Mayer. Yep, that would go here. Yep, with reading a story. You could always sit down and have Dad read you a story. I used to read stories to my daughter at night, and she always wanted Olson's meat pies. Every night I'd say, what do you want? She'd say, Olson's meat pies. I thought if I have to read Olson's meat pies one more time, I'm going to go nuts. But she loved Olson's meat pies. But, you know, if Dad doesn't like to read or doesn't want to read, you could always sit down and watch a movie together or play video games and nothing violent, though, nothing violent. Just, you know, maybe pop some popcorn and sit down and watch a family-friendly movie. Or you could play board games. No, they're not games for bored people. They're games that are played on boards, like Monopoly or Candyland. Yeah, those are fun too. So let's see. Oh, ice cream cones. Well, ice cream cones speak for themselves. They are right here, ice cream cone. They are just awesome. You can solve any problem in life with an ice cream cone. Things aren't going well? Go have some ice cream. Yep, that'll solve the problem. Let's see here. What do we have? Oh, this is good too. A&W. Have you ever had A&W root beer? Oh, there is nothing like A&W root beer. Oh, it is. A&Ws were restaurants. They were drive-in restaurants, and you just drive in and park your car, and the waitress would come out and take your order. Then she'd bring your food out on a tray and hook it to your window, and you'd eat in your car. And they had A&W root beer. They would serve it in frosty mugs. That means the mugs were cold, and they'd put the cold soda in there. Oh, nothing like it, but... Well, what was this doing in my bag? I don't see anything here that this would go with. I mean, you could go get a nice cold soda with your dad, but that's not here. And so these are very heavy. Oh, you could actually work out with these. So you could work out and do exercise with your dad, but that's not really here either. What is this in my... Oh, I know. A little story I was going to tell you about walking. This goes with the walking picture. Yeah, we went on vacation one time, and when we go on vacation, we'll park our car pretty much and just walk everywhere, get lots of exercise on vacation. And one time we walked all the way across town to the A&W, and it was a hot day, so we got a nice cold frosty mug of root beer. Oh, it was so good. And they said, we're selling our mugs today if you'd like to buy one. And we thought, oh, we'll buy one for each person. So we did. And then we remembered we were walking. And I told you, this one is heavy just by itself. And we had like 4 or 5 of them. And guess who carried them? Grandma Kitty, yeah. And I carried that bag full of A&W mugs all the way back to the hotel. I thought my arms would fall off by the time I got there. But, oh, A&W root beer is very good, very good. And I did get my exercise that day. Yes, I did. Oh, here we have... a ball and a glove. Yeah, you could go out and you could play catch with Dad out in the backyard. But just be very careful that you don't get too close to the house. I threw the ball to my husband one time and it went right through the window. Windows will not stop balls, I will tell you that. So be very careful that you're not too close to the house. Oh, one last thing. Oh, the flashlight. Does this thing work? Oh, this thing does work. Oh, and now I am seeing spots. So a flashlight, it could go either with camping or with fishing, right? Because camping, you'll need light at night because it gets dark. And fishing, yeah, you need to go out and find your worms before you go fishing, right? So the flashlight could go with either. So, all right, I think Grandma Kitty has talked long enough. Time for Move and Groove. Now today I have a very nice song. It's called Good Good Father, since we're talking about fathers. And this is a nice, graceful song. So we're just going to kind of glide and float It's not a real bouncing up and down kind of song. We're just going to kind of glide and float while we sing. Maybe. Here we go. Oh, see? This is a nice one. Just glide back and forth.
Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am.
What did you think of that song? Wasn't that nice? Aren't you glad you have a father that loves you? I told you that was a nice, peaceful song, wasn't it? That is just so graceful and just kind of like a love song to your dad, isn't it? So, okay, so let's do our bee basket. All right, so we have our bee basket, and remember that our bee basket are the things we want to be. Let's see if I can just rest that against my A&W root beer mug. And let's see what we have in here. Oh, well, this is kind of unusual. It says, be there. Be there. Be where? It doesn't say where to be. Well, that is odd. That's kind of as odd as the A&W root beer mug. Be there. Well, let me think about this. I get it. It means just what it says. Be there. It means like be in the moment. Be an active part of what you're doing, or where you are. Be an active part of something. Well, you know what? This is a good thing for fathers. This is a good one for dads. So can I talk to your dads for a minute? All right. Let me just talk to Dad for a minute. So dads, are you out there? Dad? So it's very important for you to be there for your children, Dad. So now, let me give you an example. If you come home from work and you're tired from working and you sit down in your recliner and you pick up the remote and you sit there and you just watch TV all night and you don't pay much attention to the kids, are you being there for your kids? Or if you holler, honey, these kids are making noise. Can you find something for them to do? Because they're driving me nuts. Is that being there? No. That's not quite the behavior that we want. from a good father, unless your kids are actively watching TV with you, that's okay. You know, like if you're made popcorn and you're sitting down and you're watching TV together, that's okay. We did that a lot with my dad. He'd come home from work and he was tired, and we'd just sit down and watch TV together, and that's okay. But if you're kind of ignoring the kids, then you're not really being there for them. So here's what your role as a dad is to spend quality time with your kids. It helps them, by spending quality time with them, it helps them to develop happy childhood memories that, you know, give them something to fall back on in life when things get challenging. And not only that, it shows them how much they mean to you. If you take time from your busy schedule to spend with your child, well, that shows them that they're important to you. And it just helps them to understand that they matter to you. And it helps to build their self-esteem. So, kids, I need your help now. I have 2 signs here. Let me find my signs. All right. I have a blue card, number 1, and a red card, number 2. Now, one of these is really important for your dad to give you. So do you think it's the blue card, number 1, or the red card, number 2? You like red? Red is your favorite color? Okay, well, let me show you what red is. Red says money. Do you think it's important for your dad to spend money on you? You do? Yeah. Yeah, most kids like to have dad spend money on them. Yeah, I know. But look what this one says. Time. I think it's more important for dad to spend time with you than money on you. You don't like that answer? No. No, I know. Most people want the money, but you know what? I can tell you, I can think of a lot of times that I spent with my dad, but I can't think of many things that he bought me. I know he did buy me things. You know, he did. Of course, he bought me a bed because I had to have a bed to sleep in and a bureau to put my clothes in, you know. So he did buy me things, but I can't think, when I think of my dad, I don't think about the things he bought me. I think about the time I spent with him. So I say that the time is more important than the money. Sorry. All right, well, let's see. I just think that it's so important for you to spend time with dad and build lots of happy memories with your dad. And someday it will teach you how to be a dad. Of course, if you're a girl, it'll teach you how to be a better parent, you know, and it will help you to realize how important you are to your family, and you can, you know, teach your children that when you're older and have kids of your own. So let's check our B sign here. Believe in yourself. We haven't done this for a while, but remember to believe in yourself. You have a lot of talent and abilities, so, you know, and your dad can help you develop those talents. If you're good at kicking the ball around, dad can help you be a better soccer player. If you're good at batting the ball, maybe he can help you be a better baseball player. Or if you're good at throwing the football, maybe he can help you be a better football player. So dad can help you to develop your talents and abilities. Yeah, so, oh my goodness, we've talked a lot about dad today, haven't we? Yes, we have. We've learned a lot about how to be a good father, you know, just maybe taking a walk or going fishing. And even if you don't catch anything, it's still fun to spend time together. I once went fishing with my dad and I caught a fish, and I couldn't remember whether it was 6 inches or 6 feet. So I went to school and I told all my friends I caught a 6-foot fish, and they believed me. They didn't know the difference either. Kind of funny. Oh, you could play ball with your dad. You could go kite flying. My cousin, I forgot to tell you about my cousin. One time we would get our kites up really high in the sky, and they'd be like a little speck in the sky. And one time he got tired of holding the kite string, so he went to help somebody else, and he tied the kite to his lawn chair, and the kite caught a breeze, and there it went. There was his lawn chair bouncing off across the parking lot, and there was my cousin running after it, trying to catch up to it. It would have been funny to film and send to AFV. But you could also go camping with your dad, maybe just camping out on the living room floor, or you could read a story, watch a movie, do a board game, or my favorite, of course, go get ice cream. You can't lose with ice cream, and going to get ice cream is cheaper than going out to eat, Dad. So make sure you take your kids out to get ice cream. So dads, just make sure that you spend time with your children this Well, not just on Father's Day, but every day, because it's just so important. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. Here's a lot of inexpensive things you could do with them. So I'm sure you could find something to do. So on Father's Day, kids, you make sure you give your dad a big hug and a kiss, and tell him you love him. And dads, remember that your kids won't stay little for long. So next thing you know, they'll be grown and gone. So make sure you spend time together. It's just so important. So, I think that just about does it for me today. So you take care, you stay healthy, safe, and happy, and Grandma Kitty will see you next time. Bye-bye.